A pleasant day to all. Today we are going to see the remaining contents in free consent. So that is fraud and misrepresentation. Okay. So first, fraud. So it means a false statement made knowingly without belief in its truth and recklessly. Okay, recklessly means responsible without it may be true or false. Okay, and then definition is according to section 17, fraud means and includes any of the following acts committed by a party to a contract or by his agent with the intention to deceive another party thereto or his agent or to induce him to enter into the contract. So deceive means ஏமாத்துறது, தெரிஞ்சே ஏமாத்துறது தான் fraud. Okay. Now these are the essential elements of fraud. So first one is there must be a false representation assertion. So assertion means statement. So in order to represent fraud, there must be representation of statements, that is something false within a knowledge of the person to whom made it. ஓகே, ஸோ யார் ரெடி பண்ணுறாங்களோ அந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டை அவங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரியும் அது ஃபால்ஸ் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டுன்னு தெரியும். ஸோ தட் இஸ் தேர் மஸ்ட் பி அ ஃபால்ஸ் ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் அசர்ஷன். ஓகே, நவ் செகண்ட் ஒன் இஸ் த ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் மஸ்ட் பி அ மெட்டீரியல் ஃபேக்ட். ஓகே, த ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் மே பி அ மெட்டீரியல் ஃபேக்ட். That is, for example, take it as husband and wife. Okay, a husband persuades his wife to sign few documents and tell her that he is going to mortgage her 2 lands, but he is going to mortgage her 4 lands. Okay, so this is the representations must be a material fact. Okay, now third one is the representation must have been made before the conclusion of contract with the intention of deceiving the other party to act upon it. Okay, now next one is promise without intention to perform, and then last one is the other party acting on the representation or assertion must have subsequently suffered from loss. Okay, so these are the essential elements. So first one is there must be a false representation assertion. ஸோ ஃபால்ஸான ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டை எந்த பர்சன் ரெடி பண்ணாங்களோ அந்த பர்சனுக்கே தெரியும் தட் இஸ் அ ஃபால்ஸ் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட். ஸோ தட் மீன்ஸ் எ பர்சன் who made this statement he itself known that is a false statement. Second one is it must be a material fact. So instead of 4 lands, a husband mentioned to his wife just 2 lands and asked her to sign the documents. So this is a material fact. And then third one is எந்த representation எந்த statement we are going to make with the intention of deceiving the other party. இன்னொரு பார்ட்டியை deceive பண்ணோன்ற intentionோட பண்ணுறோமோ that is fraud contract. Okay, now fourth one is promise without intention to perform. That is for example நமக்கு வாங்கணுன்ற இன்டென்ஷனே இருக்காது பட் நம்ம ப்ராமிஸ் பண்ணுவோம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் if we are going to a particular shop and going to purchase some goods, okay, but we didn't have any intention to pay for the goods, that is promise without intention to perform. Okay, so நமக்கு ப்ராமிஸ் பண்ணுவோம் வாங்குவோன்னு பட் அதை பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுன்ற இன்டென்ஷனே இருக்காது. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் த ஃபோர்த் எசென்ஷியல் எலிமெண்ட் ஆஃப் ஃப்ராட். அண்ட் த லாஸ்ட் ஒன் இஸ் the other party acting on the representation must have subsequently suffered from loss. That is, for example, transfer of property. Okay, now next, mere silence is not a fraud. That means நம்ம சைலண்டாக இருக்கிறது ஃப்ராடுன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஓகே, ஸோ a party to the contract is under no obligations to disclose the whole truth to the other party. Okay, so when 2 parties are entering into a contract, it is not an obligation to disclose everything to the other party. Okay, so for example, there are 2 parties are there, they are going to sell any animal, it may be a pig or it may be something. Okay, but now the particular animal is suffering from fever. Okay, but the person who is going to sell that one, he doesn't mention that the animal is suffering from fever. Okay, so this is not considered to be a fraud. Okay, so that means mere silence is not a fraud, but some exceptional cases are there. So first case is duty to speak. When one party reposes a trust and confidence to the other party, so at that time we want to speak. Okay, and then second one is off truth. Even a person without duty to speak may commit fraud if voluntarily discloses something and then he stops off the way. அவங்க பேசணும்னு அவசியமே கிடையாது, but if the person talks something but suddenly he stopped means that is off truth. So off truth is also considered to be a fraud, and then where silence is equivalent to speech, and then fourth one is change of circumstances, and then last one is existing defect. Okay, so mere silence is not considered to be a fraud. Next one is misrepresentation. Misrepresentation arises when the representation made inaccurate, but the intention is not to defraud the other party. Okay, here the representation made inaccurate, but the intention is not to deceive the other party. But coming to fraud, the intention is to deceive the other party. So these are the differences between the fraud and misrepresentation. So definition, section 18 states that misrepresentation means and includes the positive assertion. Assertion means statement in a manner which is not true, though he believes it to be true. Okay, the statement is not true, but he believes that the statement is true. Okay, second one is any breach of duty without an intent to deceive gains an advantage to the person committing it by misleading another to his prejudice. Okay, and then third one is however innocently a party to an agreement to make a mistake as to the substance of the thing which is the subject of the agreement. So the main meaning of misrepresentation is their intention is not to deceive any party. So in the first statement, the statement is not true, but the person believes it to be true. Second one is breach of duty, that is broken off the duty. So in that case, without any intention to deceive. Okay, and then third one is innocently made an agreement, but it comes under the mistake. Okay, so these are the misrepresentation. Now next one is essentials of misrepresentation. So first one is it must have been made innocently. Okay, second one is he thinks that the misrepresentation, that the statement is believing it to be true. Third one is it may be material fact. Fourth one is without any intention to deceive the other party. And fifth one is it is maybe untrue. And then last one is it should not be induced to other party to enter into a contract. Okay. Now differences is between fraud and misrepresentation. So first one is their intention is to deceive the other party. Here without any intention to deceive the other party. Second one is the person does not believe it to be true, but here the person believes it should be true and it should be proved. And then third one is the agreed party can claim damages or can avoid the contract. Here the remedy is only recession. Recession means temporarily decline. Okay, so fraud, now their intention is to deceive the other party, but misrepresentation means any intention to deceive the other party. Okay, so these are the differences between fraud and misrepresentation. Still one more topic is there, so that is mistake. We will see in the next content. Okay, thank you.